Hi all. Today I will explain about S3 object encryption. You can encrypt object in S3 bucket using one of four methods. The server side encryption SSE has sub method of three. So first one is SSE-S3. It is a default method. So that is server side encryption with Amazon S3 managed keys. So this key is managed by Amazon itself. And the next one will be SSE-KMS, that server side encryption with KMS key stored in AWS KMS. The encryption key will be managed by Amazon Management Key Management Service. And the next one will be SSE-C, the server side encryption with customer provided key. So this key is managed by customer itself. So the key, it won't be stored in the Amazon. And the last one will be client side encryption. So here the clients would be responsible to encrypt and decrypt the file. So there is no encryption in the Amazon itself. So the encryption should be part in the client side itself. So the first one, SSE-S3. Let me brief about each method. So the encryption using key handled and managed and owned by AWS itself. And this object is encrypted in server side, and the encryption type is AES-256. So you must set header x-am server side encryption is AES-256. So this is actually enabled by default for all the new buckets and objects. So in this diagram it will show when you are requesting the when you are uploading any files, it should be go via HTTP or HTTPS format, and when you are giving the request, you should add the header. And in Amazon S3 this will the S3 won't key by Amazon, and the object will be encrypted and it will store it in the S3 bucket when you are retrieving it. So obviously that Amazon S3 will decrypt the object and it will retrieve to the customer. And the next method will be Amazon S3 encryption SSE-KMS. This encryption using keys handled and managed by AWS KMS, that is a key management service. The KMS advantage is there's a, there the user can control the key. So it means the user can create a key and it should be managed in the key management service. And that is also the audit key usage using CloudTrail also it will have it is possible. So whoever is accessing the key, so this will be the logs will be stored it in the CloudTrail. And object is encrypted in server side, that means in the Amazon itself, and we must set the header to x-am is server side encryption is AWS:KMS, and this is what we have to set in the header. And see the diagram. So when the user is requesting, he can request via HTTP or HTTPS, but they have to put the header. And inside in Amazon, the AWS KMS will store the key and it will add the object and it will encrypt and it will store it in the S3 bucket. In reverse version, if it will happen for the decryption. And in the KMS actually it has some limitation. So when you are using the SSE-KMS, you may have impacted. For example, when you upload the files, it will call the KMS API. And if you are retrieving the files, that time also it will call the KMS API. So as per the AWS for the region wise, it will have some limitations. For example, the KMS quota per second it will be there. So if you are using the Amazon S3, it is a high bandwidth and so many users are utilizing, so that situation it may throttling issue will come. So that scenario you can request Amazon to increase the quota, but still that will be the one limitation in the SSE-KMS. And the next method will be AWS S3 encryption SSE-C. So here the server side encryption using keys fully managed by the customer outside of AWS. So key is fully managed by customer itself. And Amazon S3 does not store the encryption key you provide. HTTPS must be used. So here we have to send the key via the when we are sending the upload the file. So this the request would be HTTPS. So here we cannot use a HTTP format. So how it will be there means the user can send a file along with the key, and in Amazon S3 just encrypt the file and it won't store the client provided key. So this is what happened in the Amazon S3 encryption SSE-C method. And if you use AWS S3 encryption in client-side encryption, so these use client libraries such as AWS S3 client-side encryption library. Client must encrypt data themselves before sending to Amazon S3, and client must decrypt data themselves when retrieving from Amazon S3. Customer fully manages a key and encryption cycle. So the Amazon S3 will just store the files. So here the encryption process it's not managed by AWS. You could see in the diagram the file and client key is encrypted and the file is encrypted. This file we are uploading to the Amazon S3 so that we can use HTTPS or HTTP. So yeah, we can continue in the hands-on. Let me show you. Let me open S3 services. I don't have any tickets, so I'm going to create a new bucket. So I'm not going to change any settings. So I'm just changing the bucket versioning enable. So also in the default encryption, it's selected server side encryption with SSE-S3. So I'm not going to change. So I'm just creating the as it is. So bucket has been created. So I'm just going to upload a file. So let me upload. Add files. I'm just uploading the file one. So I'm just uploading it. So once uploaded, if you open here, you could see the file got encrypted on which method. So you could see server side encryption with Amazon S3 managed keys, that is SSE-S3. So if you wanted to change the encryption type, you can just click on the edit and you can just click override bucket settings, and if you are changing any server side encryption, this will create a new version of the object with updated settings and new last modified date. So that's what I enable the versioning so that you can validate the new updated version file. So I'm going to, if you wanted to change the encryption type to SSE-KMS, you can select this. So the another method is there, DSSE-KMS. So that will be actually not a free thing. So we have to pay much, but this is actually free thing. So I'm using the SSE-KMS. And if we know the AMS KMS key ARN, you can provide the value. If you don't have it, just you can also choose it from the AWS KMS key. So as of now, the default AWS S3 will be there. So this is a freeware. So if you wanted to create your own KMS key, so then you can just click and create KMS key, and it will be a chargeable one. So if you're doing the testing purpose, please choose the AWS S3 KMS key so that it won't be chargeable. And you can click on the save changes. So let me show you the created file. See here, if you we go to the version, see this is the old version, and this is a modified version which is actually having the modified version. See here, modified encryption. You could see the new encryption is SSE-KMS. So even we just change the encryption for only the object, it's not the bucket. So if you are again attaching any uploading any new file, so it will be using the default ss3 uh, -se only. Let me show you upload the file to, and I'm just uploading it. If you open the file to, see here, this is using SSE-S3 because actually we have not changed the encryption for the bucket. So let me remove the file. So I have removed the file. So if you wanted to change the encryption from the bucket itself, then you need to go on to the properties, and in the down you could see default encryption. So here you can change, you can select the whatever the method you want to choose, and also you can choose whatever it is. And for example, if it is SSE-C, so that we cannot change it from the console, so that we have to change it from the AWS CLI only. And also the another method will be there, so that will be client side encryption, so that we don't need to inform to Amazon, because Amazon is not going to encrypt anything, so it will be encrypted by the client side itself, so that we only need to manage. So one more thing, so if you are choosing server side encryption key management service, so try to enable these things, so that it will reduce the encryption cost by lowering cost to AWS KMS. So if you are choosing the AWS SSE S3, so it's not a problem, you don't need to choose enable or disable, so it won't count at all. So if you are choosing the SSE KMS, then if you are enabling this, then it will encryption cost will be lower. So if you are disable, the cost will be like little more higher. So I'm just choosing the encryption key, sorry, SSE KMS, and I'm just selecting the KMS key and save changes. So as of now I changed for the entire bucket. So if I am going to upload any new file, let me upload it. File to upload. If you see the encryption method, it will be the KMS, because it is changed for the bucket itself for the default encryption. So if you are creating any new objects in the same bucket, so it will be in the SSE-KMS. So if you have any doubts, and if you wanted to teach any other new topics or anything, please give the comment section, so that I can give you, I can explain you in the same topic. Thank you.